Hello fellow YouTubers. It's been like a spring day today, it really has. Very warm sky, clear as a bell. Cooling down now in the shade. It's getting around to 4:30. And even last night wasn't really cold. It was cool. Yes, so much for winter time. It won't last, but anyhow, uh, we had to go shopping today. Shopping, and I hate going shopping with my wife. I really do. We've got to go just about up every aisle in the supermarket, and then we had to walk around. Well, before that, we had to walk around Target to look for a toy for the dog. Yes, well, thank you very much for barking. It's very rude to interject when people are talking. Yeah, we get that little cur at the back here. Oh dear, never ends. Yes, and I went to pay my mobile phone bill at the Telstra shop out at the plaza, and there were 5 people, 5 employees in the store. 4 were busy, and 1 was just going back and forth from the counter with her back to me, going over here, hither and thither, and she looked like she didn't know what she was really looking for. And I'm just standing there, waiting patiently. Well, eventually my patience wore thin, and I just walked out, and as I walked past one of the employees who was attending to 2 customers, I said I could pay this bill far quicker at the local post office, and it's true, I can, and I will tomorrow, after I go finish with the dentist. Oh yes, the dentist rang to make sure that I was keeping the appointment. It was on the answering machine, and I had to phone them back. Good grief, if I wasn't going to keep the appointment, I would let them know. But then again, as you get older, your mind drifts, and maybe I would have forgotten. No, I wouldn't have, because I had it jotted down where I couldn't miss seeing it. Well, that was nice. It's got a bit too cool. Just excuse me. Ah, yes. And other than that, I haven't done much at all. I bought the gong out. It's sitting on the other bench here, and all the paint is dry. Isn't he a noisy little cur? And it's up to my wife to know where she wants to put it. I said to her yesterday, have you figured out where you're going to put the gong? And then she went on, it was like a non sequitur. You just threw it in and said, well, I got the garden out the front. I said, you mean the rose garden? Yes. And I got to pull out all the bulbs and that in there. But she didn't answer where it was going to go, because there's no way she would put it out the front, because someone would steal it. So I still don't know where the gong is going, but that's up to her. It's quite still. There was just a tiny bit of a breeze. Anyhow, as I was having a late lunch today down here in my shed, my fortress of solitude, I was watching a video on YouTube. This chap has got a very interesting channel, and I will give you a link to the video I watched in description, and I'll remember to do it this time. Scout's honour. The question was, why can't we see the lunar craft from the Apollo missions on the moon from Earth? And he gave a very, very good explanation as to why. And then he showed that NASA did indeed land 6 craft on the moon, and 12 astronauts did walk on the lunar surface. There are photographs from the Japanese and Chinese rovers that went up a few years ago. Undeniable proof that NASA did put astronauts on the moon 6 times. It's undeniable, unless of course you are a die-in-the-wool conspiracy theorist and flat earther who just will not admit to the truth. You are a pure zealot, and there will be no point trying to talk to you, because you just wouldn't believe it anyhow. You'd say it was all fake. But for the greater majority of it, it is proof positive that we did, or not we, but on the lunar missions were fact and not fiction, and not faked. Anyhow, but I think the greater majority of people worldwide never thought they were faked. So anyhow, you can have a look, and please have a look at the video. It's very, very interesting. Oh, it's birds. Just looking at, oh, that looks pretty cool. Just a sec, I'll show you what I'm looking at. Just looking at the moon there in the centre of the circle, the top of the gong. Yes. And there's the lizard again. We'll just... Yes. Well, that was kind of different, wasn't it? And I think that it's today over in the United States, which is yesterday. Glenda, aka GK Fallon, they're going into hospital. Well, it may be today, which will be tomorrow. She's going in for a colonoscopy and a gastroscopy. I've had both myself. Having the procedures is virtually a walk in the park, unless she happened to have a bad reaction to the anaesthetic, which I did. So I was glad I had a V-bag handy. But the worst part is actually the preparation, when you've got to drink a laxative to really clean out the bowel. And you only can drink fluids. But it has to be done. It just has to be done. So she is going in to have that done, and I hope it all goes well for her and she gets a clear report. Well, that's about it, friends. And please check out that video. I think you'll find it very interesting. So I want to thank you for watching, and until next time, bye for now. Oh yes, there was something I was going to mention. Glenda told me, Glenda, because I'm very interested in the UFO phenomenon, and I had followed the Phoenix Lights episode, and she said in an email, it wasn't an email, it was a comment, that the Phoenix Lights have been explained as being a prototype stealth fighter or bomber. Well, I take that with a grain of salt. I became very interested in that sighting, and thousands of people saw it, and from what I heard, the thing was massive, a mile across, and there were certainly more than 3 lights. Evidently, the Air Force said that it had 3 lights on the wings, one on each wing, and perhaps one at the front. Well, there were more than 3 lights, so no. Anyhow, it's a cover-up, no doubt. But I can't prove it. I don't know if anyone actually got any video of the craft itself. I know there'll be plenty of video of the lights, but anyhow, what can I say?